Hello, Aaron. We are back. I have my nice suit for Christmas. It's almost time. How are you?
Good. Bing bong. Happy holidays.
Ooh, a little bing bong action.
Rocking my certified lover Santa today.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Show the camera real quick.
Yeah. So we're celebrating the holiday season.
Yes.
And we've got some exciting stuff today. We have something new in your box today. That's pretty exciting to talk about.
Every time we got something in this box. Pretty soon I'll be opening it.
And then we have a killer interview with Cam, who you've known for a couple years now, and it's going to be just awesome to be able to talk to. I mean, I'll say it's the future of the industry. So we have a lot of questions for him, and it'll be a really, really awesome time just to connect and learn more about, learn his story and learn more about how he's kind of been connected a little bit with Wall. Obviously, his connection with you and. Sure. It'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We're going to have him in here very, very soon. So, Aaron, I've got my box here, and it's almost time for what's in the box. Should we open it now?
Yeah. What's in the box?
Right. So, I put something special in here.
You did?
No, I didn't. You did. But I know that it's special. So, we're going to open it here for everybody. All right, here we go.
There she is.
There she is. You see it?
Boom.
Yes. Barber Evo magazine on the cover. Who do we have there?
We have our very own Nieves Alvarez, Mr. at How to Fade Hair.
How to Fade Hair. How to Fade Hair.
Yeah, so this is the December. Yeah, he looks phenomenal. This is the December-January issue. Cover model. Mr. 2021 Naha Men's Hairstylist of the Year.
Oh, that's a big deal.
That is the biggest deal. So for those who don't know, Naha North American Hairstyling Awards, it's like the I don't know, the Oscars
it's
of
the
hair.
Oscars. Yeah, something
And
huge.
so Nieves in 2020, he submitted his first time
right.
For Men's Hairstylist of the Year. And he got top 5, which is crazy.
Yeah, top 5 all around the world, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, didn't win. Is what it is. He lost to some heavy hitters. And then 2021, he just kept his head down. He altered, his different style, what he wanted to do, submitted, made top 5 again, which again, incredible. This is very difficult to do. Took home the dub.
Big W.
And it's what's even crazier is they no longer have Men's Hairstylist of the Year award.
They don't.
We changed the game.
What do you
So
mean?
now in 2022, it's Barber of the Year.
Oh, they changed the whole category name?
They changed the entire category. Now we're not going to take take credit for it, but we'll take a little bit of credit for it. And I think
That's
Nieves
huge.
deserves a ton of props, not only for his work there, but obviously I think he's just a little bit of inspiration for the industry to know that. To bring awareness to this awards, to the award show, it's been historically it's been viewed more as a stylist award show,
Right.
or cosmetology, and we're bringing the clipper and barber game into it, and so now in 2022 it's Barber of the Year. So
Barber of the Year at Naha.
shout out to Nieves, and then shout out to the guys at Barber Evo.
For sure.
I mean, it's one of my favorite publications. They do everything just top of the line. The quality in that magazine is unbelievable, which when we're talking about that in 2021, the quality is everything, because I mean, let's be honest, people don't read a lot of publications anymore, but when you put out a piece of artwork like that, I mean, it really stands out. So shout out to the guys at Barber Evo. And if you get a chance, pick up the article or pick up the magazine. There's a huge 4-page spread on Nieves. There's all other amazing barber content in there, but shout out Nieves and the Barber Evo team on that.
Yes, thank you, Aaron, for bringing in this Barber Evo magazine. Guys, head over to Barber Evo's website and get your magazine with Nieves on the front.
On the front cover.
And if you do get it, tag us at Wahlpro, tag at Sharp Fade. We'll repost it. We'll make sure we share it back, and we'd love to connect with you. That was what's inside of the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Today we got Cam Mahar. We got Cam Mahar, who we'll be interviewing very shortly. So let's get Cam. Today we have the one and only 18-year-old entrepreneur, educator. I don't even know. This guy's doing everything. Cam, you're in here today at the Off the Top. How you feeling?
Sir. Feeling great. Just wrapped up the 2-day course at the Sharp Fade Space.
How was that?
Very successful. It was great to actually meet all the students and connect with everybody and actually get to spread the knowledge, spread the love.
You know, I actually was able to be a part of it. Obviously, you know, I had them come by and educate, and just the experience, like just watching these guys educate was something special, man. I mean, we already said it, but you're 18 years old. Like, how did you even get into?
Yeah, let's start over here. Cam Mahar here is 18 years old. He's teaching classes.
Yes.
He's a one-shot nominee.
Yep.
Again, as 17, 18-year-old. Like, damn, man, that's impressive.
Thank you, man.
That's very impressive.
Appreciate it.
That is huge. I mean, how did you even get into like the hair industry?
So, back when I was probably in 6th grade, I was in gym class. And I literally will probably never forget this. One of my buddies came up to me and he was like, "Yo, bro, you got to get an edge up." And I was like, "What's that?" I had no idea what it was. Like, my mom actually started cutting hair when I was really young. She had me at like 16. So that was like her way of getting to it. She went to hair school, got her license, and then she started working in other shops, bouncing around. And then at the time where I started finding out like hair videos, and I started watching a bunch of videos on YouTube after my friend obviously put me on, I got my first pair of trimmers. And I just went in the bathroom and started zeking my hair, just shredding it. And then not that long after that, I just continued to watch videos and then started lining up all my friends. Then I watched so many videos on how to do an edge up, I had to do a fade. So then it obviously just kept progressing slowly and slowly. But I know everyone says this, but I got into it because I genuinely like to cut hair. Like, I thought it was fun. I always liked to draw. I always liked to create whatever, no matter what it was. It just like, it was very interesting.
Shout out to your friend in middle school.
Yeah,
Right.
for real.
Turning you on to the barber game, and obviously your mom's clearly got some inspiration there too.
Yeah, no
Obviously
doubt.
she's been in the industry for quite some time
Pretty
now.
much like most of my life. So how it all started was, after that I was cutting on the deck, all my homies outside. And then
No cordless yet, right?
Yeah.
Or there was cordless.
no, it was corded. I had
Corded.
I had probably I don't even remember what clippers I had, but I remember I had the extendo cord hanging out the door
Yeah.
all the way outside,
The extension
so I could
cord.
plug them in. And then I ended up going into my mom opened up a salon when I was in like 7th grade, and then I went in there and I was just practicing cutting all my friends' hair, and then I stuck there for a little while, and then not long after that I ended up linking up with Ramsey. My cousin's boyfriend was getting his hair done by Rams, and kind of connected us in and was like,
Right,
"Yo,
right.
you got to go see this guy." And I was like, "All right." So I found him on Instagram before, and then I was like, "Dude, I have to." So then for my 8th grade graduation, I got my hair cut by Rams, and I met him for the first time.
Hey.
That's crazy. Look where you are now.
It's nuts.
Now you're educating. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. I definitely wasn't anything that like I was specifically at the time like, "Oh, I want to educate," or
Right.
"I want to teach people," or anything like that. It was more so I kind of just fell in love with the craft.
Right. And you study a lot as well.
Yeah, a lot. Like
Because to get to where you're at such a young age takes a lot of studying and a lot of like, you know, educating yourself.
yeah, no doubt. I think it's always important to stay a student. No matter if I'm teaching others, I'm still learning from others. Always.
And like, what inspires you, like, to create these looks that you're creating?
I honestly grab inspiration from everywhere, like anything that I can find. I love, like I said, music, like, is a huge thing for me. Just like the whole production aspect behind it is what kind of draws me in and grabs my attention, just like, and especially like with social media being so popular now and stuff like that, like watching all these other, even if it has nothing to do with hair, just
Right.
the content that's being produced, there's somewhat of a formula in a way that it's all figured out behind it, and to take that and to put it back into hair, I feel like is the only way that we can level up the industry.
Yeah. So you talked about social, and you're kind of in this next. I sound like an old man here. You're kind of in this next generation of up and coming barbers and stylists that are using TikTok to kind of elevate their platform. So traditionally, in the last 10 years or so, it's all been Instagram, and now it's kind of transitioning a little bit into TikTok. So you kind of allude to it a little bit, but where do you kind of get your inspiration for your different style of videos that you're doing on TikTok? Is there some advice that you have for people that are looking to elevate themselves on that platform? Because, I mean, you're crushing it on there, and you've been pumping out some really, really awesome content. So what kind of advice do you have for people who are trying to grow in that space?
It all depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to target. Are you trying to target clients to come in? Are you trying to target other barbers to learn? Are you trying to target companies? Like, no matter what it is, I feel like you have to cater your content to where you want it to really fall on someone's For You page. So, like, for instance, like, one thing that really got me hooked on TikTok was because Instagram, I feel like the algorithm switched up for a couple of years, and then TikTok started to get really popular, and everybody was just blowing up on there like it was nothing. So I was like, why not bring our hair content here and obviously keep them both on Instagram and TikTok? But I think the most important thing is definitely staying consistent on there, because I'll get in my loops where I'm focused more on cutting hair, and I'm actually like just so involved in what I'm physically doing rather than shooting it. Sometimes gets tough, which I know is something that like we could definitely work on. But
Right.
I think when you stay consistent and you keep the ideas flowing and you can bounce off other things that you're doing, it's important. Because, like, for instance, like ways I get ideas to create content, like we were speaking about yesterday at the class. Wow, I just completely lost my train of thought.
It happens. Welcome to the podcast game.
It happens at all times. But like, so social media is a huge door opener, right? So like with social media being there to bring opportunities to people, and you being so young, and like seeing, TikTok as a growth, it's a whole new platform. Like,
No doubt.
what would you say to those barbers that are not on TikTok yet?
I would say definitely hop on there ASAP, because that is what is going to get you boosted up and get you out there for people to see your face. Because
Right.
think of it, people wake up and what do? First thing they do.
They go on their phones most of the time.
Exactly.
Is that what you do, Aaron? What do you do?
I wake up and go on my phone.
Yeah?
I wake up and go to work.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait,
But I'm working on Instagram, though.
On
I'm just
Instagram.
reading comments and messages and replying to all that stuff. But you're right. You wake up and you go on your phone.
Yeah.
I'm a TikTok at night kind of guy.
Yep.
But then I end up scrolling for like 4 hours. But
Exactly.
It's-
That's another big thing. I've noticed with my most successful videos that I've had,
yeah,
it's always been like accidents. It's not formulated, because I'll like approach different videos differently.
right.
Like, to be honest, I know that like I'm going to continue to put out videos, so it's like I'm not hyper focused on it being perfect when I put it out. I'm just putting out like what I see at the moment, and I'll go back and look at my old videos and be like, what am I missing? What do I need to add to that for the next one?
For sure. I mean, so I do a lot of reaction videos where I like go and visit like barbers and react to their work, and use my platform to get people to go see these artists, right? So like I had a video that literally was the easiest video, because I didn't even say any. Like I literally said probably two things, like 2 words.
Yeah.
And it has like 5 million views on TikTok.
It's crazy.
And it has like 4 million views on Instagram. It just goes viral, like on like the ones that you try the least. And even the video that I'm reacting to was cool. It was very cool and satisfying to watch, like the haircut that the guy was doing. but it took that guy probably like 10 seconds to do.
Yeah.
You know, he had he had actually a cordless detailer, and he just goes whoop, and
Well, that's why it went viral.
One swipe.
one swipe, and it faded the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, cordless detailer. You know?
Oh yeah, my go-to.
And I think that's an important lesson, though, for anyone that's working and creating content in social media, is like, you can't get frustrated if one or two of your posts, or you feel like it's your best post that you've ever done, like it doesn't get the views. Like,
Right.
It happens.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like you said, the best posts, the ones that get the most engagement, the most views, sometimes you're just like, I literally was throwing it up there just to have content.
Yes.
That's what happened like on our TikTok page. I took a video at the Disruptor,
Right.
and Kevin DeWin was teaching the class, and he's up on stage, and then I don't think I even captured him saying a single word. He's on stage cutting a mannequin, and then you just pan to the crowd, and there's like 20 people, and they're all cutting mannequins. It had 1.3 million views.
What?
And I'm looking at this content going like, I put no effort into it. I literally recorded and like did this.
Yes.
And it's crazy how that works.
And
But
how
there's other
backwards.
videos where I feel like I put all this effort into it. I
Yeah.
made sure the music time, the transitions, and then it gets like 500, and you're like, well, why did I do this for? So for anyone that's creating content out there, don't get frustrated. It'll build, it'll get there, but don't get frustrated on the effort you put into it. But people also recognize that you're putting effort into it, and they'll start to appreciate you for your artistry and for your craft. And that's how you get those follows. It's one thing to get a video with 1 million views, but people will start following you because they realize that you're putting the effort in, and then you'll get the true people that you care about and are going to follow you in your career. They're going to sign up and show up to your class in Orlando, Florida. Like, that's how you get those people, is they see the effort that you put into it day after day.
Yeah, the details matter.
Yeah.
And,
totally.
and like something that we always say is like, you can't really like focus on those like likes and those or those comments or any of that, because when you're like focusing on that, man, and it doesn't come through,
And it
messes with
takes
messes with-
away from what you're actually trying to do
right?
and actually put out. You know what I mean? You're less focused on that because you're more focused on likes and comments and whatever.
sure.
And it's like, I think if you can actually interact well with the small following and group that you have, it's just going to grow naturally because word of mouth and just the
For
way
sure.
social media works.
Quality over quantity, for sure. So in the social media game, or actually outside of social media, whatever, in the barber and stylist industry, who are some of your biggest inspirations? Like, who are you following? Who, if you like meet in person, like you kind of fangirl over, who are the people that you're really trying to follow, trying to emulate your career and maybe kind of your style from?
It's
Fangirl.
sick. I'm pretty blessed being around. Obviously, I met Bird when I was super young. Like probably when I first like met you, I was like, holy. I was like, dude, I follow this guy on Instagram for like 2 years.
It's alright, we'll bleep it.
All right, cool. And and it's dope because over the past couple of years, I have pretty much got to meet majority of the people that I've looked up to since I was a kid. Because it's like, when I was 11, 12 years old, I was looking at barbers on Instagram, and I'm like, yo, I want to do what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Most kids are looking at football players and baseball players, and it's like, obviously we all go through that, but like, I knew at a young age that like I seen what everyone else was doing. I was like, I want to be a part of that. Obviously, Ramsey is probably one of my biggest inspirations. Just being able to see all the work and the behind the scenes done right in front of me for the past couple of years is actually crazy. Like, to actually be inside and actually learn directly from him, and to get to see what you do behind the scenes working with you it's honestly, it's mind blowing.
Thank you.
Kind of hurts my feelings you didn't mention me at all.
Oh, come
So we're
on.
gonna start working with Aaron.
Oh yeah, we
What
gotta
we're on
get
the
some
top,
more work
so
in.
Aaron's working with us now.
So you mentioned it, and Bert, I want you to talk about this, and then
Yes.
obviously Cam, I want you to fill in the blanks here. But you mentioned working a little bit with Sharp Fade and with Bird. So I know that this was 2 years ago. Cam was part of the Sharp Fade freshman class. Bird, can you talk a little bit about that, and then Cam give some details?
So we had Cam. Cam participated in 2019, and he didn't make it through. No, remember, it's not a competition. It's just a project that I like to put out so that we can inspire these barbers and up and coming artists to create something that they're not creating in the day to day. So he participated, and I was happy. You know, he's my boy, but it's just a free for all. It's like whatever, like let's see what happens. You know, he did an amazing job on the first one, and it was a Halloween theme. So what did he do? Like a dummy?
I did
right?
Goosebumps. Those were the only books I would read as a kid. I never liked reading when I was younger, so I was like, yo, this is a good one to go with. And that was the only like book that I would actually read as a kid, was that Slappy the Dummy. That's what I actually
So he did that, and then didn't come through that year. He wasn't picked. And then in 2020, the theme that we did was Winter Wonderland, right? I was like, oh, I want to do something real cold, like a cold theme. So the artists that were participating had to create this Winter Wonderland. That's all. That's the only word I give them. You know, I gave them Winter Wonderland and see what they create. And man, this guy came with something crazy. It looked insane. So I mean, how did you even think of what you did?
So me and a few of the other guys at the shop were just sitting down brainstorming. We're like, yo, what can we do to bring something different from what everybody else is gonna do? And obviously, like, we're always on Instagram. You see like the trends in hair. Obviously, you got like your side parts with clean skin fades and your brush backs and your textured crops. Those are gonna be like your go-tos. You're gonna see those a lot everywhere. And I was like, I want to do something different, in the sense of, I don't think that there's gonna be a lot of like longer women's hair, like a bob. And at the time being, with quarantine and COVID hitting and not being able to work, me and Ramsey actually literally sat in the house in quarantine and cut mannequins for months straight. And we ended up like learning pretty much like all the fundamentals behind women's hair. And then that's how that translated over to, as soon as we got out, we ended up shooting that. And I was like, I'm doing a bob. And then when you gave us that topic, I was like, sick.
That's crazy.
And
That's pretty sweet.
it was a lot of fun. And then we actually got, shout out to Tina Pelch. She was the photographer for the shoot, and she actually hooked it up with her friend, her model, and she came through, shot the collection for us. It was sick.
How was it though? Like, how was your experience? Like, for anyone that's watching and wants to participate in something like the freshman class, how was the experience, like, mentally, and creating a small group of people to work with and directing them, and obviously creating the haircut and so on and so forth?
I think it's super inspiring to surround yourself with people who have a similar vision to you. So then, for instance, like when we were shooting that, it was super easy. It was fun because we sat down, we talked about our ideas. I was sending her inspo back and forth. She was sending me her inspo. And we pretty much put it all together as a team and actually got to put out what we expected, which is, I think, very important. I think it's essential to definitely listen to the other ears around you and take all the inputs and put it in one, because you're going to get a lot stronger outcome. But I would definitely say, for anybody who wants to enter in the Sharp Fade in the freshman class, to definitely think about what you're going to do and do everything with a purpose.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So this will be my last question. I'm sure Bert has a few more. So you win. You make it to the freshman class. Then, part of that, you get to be a part of the select team with Wall. You get tools all the time, share content on social media, all that fun stuff. So I work at Wall. I got to ask a question. What's been your favorite tool to work with so far? You've been with us now like a year, maybe a year and a half. What's been your favorite Wall tool to work with?
My favorite, hands down, is the new Cordless Legend.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
I would say, reason being, because I love the Magic Clip and the Senior. Those are like my go-to every day. And then I like the weight of the senior, and I feel like it crunches down hair a lot easier. And then I like my magic clip for more like precise, like cleaning up. So it definitely has the best of both worlds, because I feel like it's a mixture between those two. I feel like it's got some of the weight. I feel like it's got more magic clip weight, but it has the heaviness of the senior when it's still cutting. It still has.
We've been hearing that a lot, though.
I was gonna say, someone mentioned, they said like this is like the hybrid. It's a perfect mix between the two, and now I can't get it out of my head. So I'd love to hear it. Yeah, it's been doing really well for us, of course, but it's great to hear like this is authentic feedback. I didn't tell him to say. I didn't tell him to say these words exactly.
We didn't say nothing.
That's great to hear, and it's been awesome working for you.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad to work with you guys. I was blown away.
You feel when you're like, like now you're a part of the.
It was definitely like a milestone in my career. Like that's something I'll probably never ever forget. Something I'll tell my kids about in 20 years, because that's all I wanted to do that for a long time. I seen Rams working with you guys, and I was like, wow, that's so sick. Like, because I've always used Wall. Wall's literally been my favorite clipper, because when I first started cutting hair, and like fading was obviously like the main thing in barbering, right? And trying to find like a clipper that actually like felt comfortable with a beginner. Like I obviously didn't know much about hair at the time being, and I'm like, it was hard for me to understand like the guard system, and like obviously different brands and stuff like that go by different guards, but Wall was hands down my favorite as soon as I tried it, and then like that's always been my go-to.
Damn,
that's good to hear. I actually do have one more question.
No, send it.
You worked with Wall on a different project, and you didn't cut hair in this one. So BTC last year, the BTC show, we did our big collaboration, Booksy and Wall. Eat, Sleep, Fade, Repeat, huge main stage. Joel Torres, Nieves Alvarez, Taylor Levin, Yakuza, Kevin the Win. Then Birdie here was hosting in his grandma outfit, and Lisa was up there as well. But Cam made a special appearance as a model.
Yeah.
So tell me what that was like, because you were wearing like fishnets and it was like neon greens. What was that like?
It was crazy. So I get a call. What, the night before the show?
Yeah.
Or the night before we're about to fly out?
Yeah.
And Bird's like, yo, you want to be a model? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, all right. So I ended up showing up. We're there and whatnot. And where were we? In like the dressing room.
Oh, yeah.
Like
so
the
we're like
room.
in the backstage part. Like,
so we're back there, and I'm getting my hair prepped, blah, blah, blah. Got my hair cut, and then
the wardrobe he still hasn't seen the wardrobe.
Yeah, so yo, you're gonna please don't pop
we're
up.
Putting that picture up.
Don't pop it up.
Your model pic's going up there for sure.
100%.
And they're like, yo, we're gonna throw you in this, because it was like more of like how would you describe it? More like an edgier.
It's very edgy, rave, I don't even know, man. It's just very edgy.
Yeah.
Super edgy.
It's like an intergalactic rage.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of taking it into like it really was that EDC vibe.
It was like a rave,
some festival.
Like a festival.
Yeah. And they're like, yo, throw this on. Throw the fishnet on. So they put it on me at first, and I'm like, yo, this isn't going over my arms. This isn't meant to fit. And it's squeezing my chest. So I don't remember who came over, but they're cutting the bottom of my shirt in the armpit so then we could get it to fit around me, the fishnet. Right. And then they threw the jacket on top, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. So, but I'm with it.
But you got to see how it
was cool
to be behind.
It was so dope.
Behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, and even like being behind the scenes for the actual show, like, and seeing like the production that's put behind the BTC show was mind blowing. The amount of people that were sitting back there on computers running the whole show was.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see that. You know,
No.
A lot of people, like, even right now we're doing this podcast. There's a lot that goes to it so that we can get this going. But there is so many people out in the back end that it takes to make a whole show.
No
like,
doubt.
Without they're the puzzle. They're the pieces to the puzzle, right?
Shout out to Ali.
Shout out to Ali.
Shout out Ali.
Yes, sir. So I got one last question here. This question is more about like when we bring you back. You are the first guest here, so shout out to Cam. He's our first guest
First one.
here on Off the
Thank
Top.
you for having me.
Brought to you by Sharp Fade and Wall Professional. And when you come back, let's say in a few months or in a few years, what do you see yourself doing in the next year or so?
Next year, I would definitely like to keep obviously putting out content and hopefully to keep branching out Fractal and definitely keep spreading the brand. That's definitely my goal for the next year, is to just keep putting out content, staying consistent, allowing others to learn, and obviously just growing ourselves.
I love it. I mean, this has been incredible. I mean, we're talking to the future of the industry. I'm sure it's hard to like hear that, but we're talking to an 18-year-old that's already accomplished so much in the industry, is creating some out of this world stuff, and I'm really looking forward to continuing this relationship, continuing to see you push the boundaries, and hopefully we can all ride on this journey together. But this has been awesome.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you guys for having me.
No, thank you for coming down and being here at the Off the Top studio and, filming with us a little bit, getting to know you a little bit. Hopefully the people that are watching or hearing us go and follow you on Instagram and give you a little follow. What's your Instagram anyways?
At cam.mahar.
That's the same with TikTok too, right?
Yep. TikTok, Instagram.
Screw Instagram. Follow him on TikTok. That's where all the action's at. Follow him on both.
Yeah.
But Cam's the real deal. He's got great content out there. Give him a follow. Give us all a follow too while you're at it.
We'll put ours
Oh,
there.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this is it. Make sure you guys like, comment, share if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, make sure you share it with your friends and family. Share it on all social media. And if you're interested in being on our next podcast, because we want to get to know some of the people who are actually listening to the podcast. We're going to build our own little community of people who hear us. So with that being said, comment down below. Let us know that you watched the whole thing and that you're interested in hopefully coming. We're going to be picking some people to come to shoot with us here at the Off the Top podcast. Yes, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's end it.
Yep. Happy holidays.
Happy holiday, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Later.